nice tint to it. So this is where you can add something to a black and white photo, even in a color grading wheel. So hi and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered how you can use this to add a color grade to your image and create your own unique style? Well, in this video we'll explore the art of color grading, which is an essential skill for transforming your photographs and adding a unique visual style to your work. So in the developer module here, you have access to a wide range of tools that allow you to adjust colors in your photos. You can go through the developer panel and add a level of subtle color grading within each panel. Imagine they're like thin layers on top of each other, building up to create an overall effect for your image. And the four main components for color grading within the developer module are the white balance, the tone curve, HSL, which is hue, saturation and luminance, and the color wheels. So let's break these down. The white balance allows you to set the color in line with the intensity of the light for which the photo was taken in, and it is measured by the Kelvin temperature range. The tone curve can also add color grade to your image as well as contrast. Hue, saturation and luminance, where hue is the color, saturation is the intensity of the color, and luminance is the brightness of the color. And it is important to note that this will enhance the existing colors within your image. And the color wheels can add color to your image. And this is what we'll concentrate on for this video. So let's dive into Lightroom. So here we are in Lightroom. And you can see I've got a grayscale image here, which is a really good way to illustrate how the colors can be applied to the tonal values like your shadows, your midtones and your highlights. And so this is your color grading panel, and you can have the three color wheels displayed all at once with the slider of your luminosity value underneath, and then you have your blending and balance modes below that. But I prefer to use the individual setting color wheels here because you have another sliding option here with the hue and saturation. If you don't see that and you only see this, then you just click this arrow because otherwise you're applying numbers to colors, and who's got a list of color numbers? Let's bring these up, and now you can see, let's apply blue to the shadows. You can see that's come up there. We apply red to the midtones and then say yellow to the highlights. And one thing you can notice is you've got white there and black there, which you can't apply color to white or black. So you need to do something with that. The way you do that is alter the luminosity value. So with the highlights, you want to bring down the highlights, add in some gray there, and then allow the color to be applied to that. And again with your shadows, increase your luminosity, which then brings gray in, and then you can see the colors applied to that. Now you can see you've got your three color ranges. With the blending mode underneath these three, you can so if you just move to the right, then that's a nice smooth blend, or move to the left, you can have a harsher blend. And then with the balancing, you can say I want more emphasis towards the highlights. If you move it to the right, you can see now the highlights are more dominant, or emphasis to the shadows, and you can see the blues more dominant. So this is a really good way to explain that. And then you have your global color grading edit, which you can apply a color across all three ranges. So if we say yellow, you can see it's gone across all three. You go to green, you can see that now, and then you can increase the luminosity of that or decrease it, and you can see what's happening. This is a really good way to apply warmth to your image. So instead of using the basic white balance to add warmth or cool it down if you like with the blue, I would choose the color grading panel and the global and add some warmth via this way instead, and keep your color grade, your white balance set already. And then you can see that you've got a little bit more choice, or cooler or warmer or red, whichever style you want to apply to that image, you've got a choice here. So this is the best way I think and how I would do it. So let's apply this to an image, but before I do, let's go into a website I'll show you. And this website here is Adobe Color, and it's free to access, and you can look at all the color harmony rules, and it will give you an idea of what colors complement each other. So where this image I'm going to grade is I want to use all three tonal values, then I'll choose a split complementary. harmony rule, which then will tell you which colours are in harmony with each other. And as the shadows, I'll be choosing the shadows of blue. Now it will tell me that a pink or yellow and green tone is best used in tune with the blue. So let's get back into the image and we'll go to the shadows here to start, and then we'll bring that blue in. And you can see that's coming in there. And if we look at the saturation, you can see the blue change a little, and the luminance can bring it up and down. Let's just bring that blue a little bit deeper. So just adding a little bit of blue there. We go into the highlights and we have some green and yellow along that range that we looked at, and add some there, maybe luminosity there, that's okay, like that. And in the mid-tones, add some magenta. So now we can look at the blending modes and blend, see where to blend. If you want to blend them together, add a bit more contrast between the changes, or just a smoother transition between them. And then the balance, more emphasis on the highlights rather than the shadows here. Then we can look at a global and then apply a global color grade across all three ranges. If you turn this off, you can see the changes that's made. It's punched up the colors, brought it alive a little bit more, so that's nice. I like that. So let's go to a landscape image. Let's go to the shadows, and I'm going to do, you've got a lot of green in this image here, so I'm going to choose for the shadows a more green grade, a little bit closer to the greener scale, green yellowy for the shadows. And then in the mid-tones, I'm going to choose the magenta. And then in the highlights, I'm going to go for the blue. And you can see that you can just bring that up a little bit. That's nice. It's nice. You can see those green trees coming up. A little bit of a yellow tint there. It's good. Let's have a look at the global edit. There's a bright sunny day, so let's add an overall edit of yellow. Bring that up. That's good. Look at the difference, that's punched that out, really beautiful, I like that. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that change and see if there's anything different that you might have done. And this is where this is beautiful, you can add your own style to your own images. But I'd like to go to one more image, which is black and white, and you can add a color grade to black and white. And this is how you can add for this one, because this stairwell was metal, so I want to emphasize that with the blue. And let's bring that up there, and just bring the intensity up. You can see now that's really punched it out a little bit more. And then say the highlights, I want some yellow in the highlights in the sky, and then punch that up. And then now we can go to the blending modes. Really add a nice tint to it. So this is where you can add something to a black and white photo, even in a color grading wheel. So it's just about applying your own style to an image that you want to emphasize, what story you might want to tell within that image, and using the color panel to emphasize that style. I'm happy with that, and you can see the difference that's made. That's punched that out a little bit more, made a bit of a change through then. So that's how you can use the color grading panel even with a black and white photo, but it just shows what you can do with it and emphasize the story that you want to tell within the image, and add your own style to that image as well. So it's a great way just to finish off the photo by adding that just extra little sparkle. And it is about not using the color panel all on its own to create an image or color grade the image. It's about adding layers throughout the range, and then the color grade is the final topping or the icing on the cake, if you like, within your image. And so that's how I like to apply this color grading tool. But if you want to know more about how to do some contrast into your image, then have a look at this video, which is a tone curve, and this will tell you how exactly how to add contrast with your colors and your black and white tonal values as well. But if you did get some value from this video, that's fantastic. So hit that subscribe button, press that like button, ring the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. So you take care.